Give me more squeeze. In this video, I wanted to talk about BBIG. Green Day, we're doing good. Proxy was out yesterday. So I want to go over a few things about whether that was a proxy or not on their website and what we should be looking for from here in means of price action, changes to the short interest rate, the flow from unusual whales, and so on. So stay tuned for that. So to begin with, I want to go on the daily chart. I did change this Fibonacci retracement because we had new highs, which is awesome. So we hit 1249 yesterday. So now looking at this, our new support level should be around 1005, which was surprisingly previously a resistance, which is always a great thing to see. So if you can see here, we did end up breaking that, but at the end of the day, we ended above that, so that's always a good sign. So that's great. That's something to look forward to. So hopefully we keep holding that one, and then we could look for a retest of the 1249 initially, and then a break out of there is uncharted zone because we don't know where this could go in means of a short squeeze. I'm not talking about like proxy, merger, acquisition, all that stuff is great fundamentally, but I'm talking like in means of a short squeeze. We don't know where this could go. After it breaks 1249, you could see some resistance somewhere here. So to keep that in mind, I wanted to look at the 5 minutes as well because one day just reflects. So we closed at 10.95. The major resistance today was probably a lot around here, 1134. So that's something we want to break for sure tomorrow if you want to continue to that 1249. And let's take a look right away into Ortex. So Ortex right here, keep in mind that this is 85% of the reported data by exchanges. And yeah, this is not as updated as we would like it to be, but it is the data that's out there for everyone to look at. So this is the most accurate data that we can get out there. But anyway, short interest change. This is as of 2 days because it's T+2, and hopefully that would change by the sec that we have a T0 where everything would be reflected instantly. And I think that they're working on new rules for that. So hopefully we can see that soon. So we see minus 1.03 to the short interest, which means we're currently sitting at 31.67%. Utilization really high, 99.92, and that's always great to see. Once this hits 100, it just means that we're completely out of shares to borrow, which means it's really hard to short that stock. Cost to borrow, 169.97, really high, really high. Compared to any other stock that you want to short, this would be the worst idea, especially with that high utilization rate. So again, high utilization rate is always good to see. We're nearing on 100, and as of 7 days ago it was like 96.55, so we have a gain on that one, which is always good to see. I want to go over here again. Forgot to talk about something specific. So before we had our high was here, I think 1190, and then we broke, and then we have 1249. Why is that good news? So good news is definitely, and I kid you not, a lot of people shorted from here. And when a lot of people shorted from here, we went all the way down to like 686. So they could have closed a position here, but I'm pretty certain that a lot did not. So what happens when we break? Now they're drowning. So whoever's swimming down here, okay, that forget about that, because there's a lot of people swimming down here. That's not what we're caring for, but new positions are currently under. So that's always good. However, whoever shorted yesterday might be up today, but again, we're pretty close. If we break that 1249, anybody who shorted in the past 2 weeks will probably be way under. So that just makes life for shorts really tough. And luckily we're not on that side. So I wanted to speak about the volume 121. Not as significant as yesterday, but again, this is pretty positive. We have continuously growing volume, relatively high volume throughout the week, which is pretty good. And keep in mind, it was a shorter week because Monday was off, so that's always good to see that we're continuing on that momentum. And hopefully tomorrow we keep that on and close the week on a higher than the 1249. So like I said here, we broke the trend line, which is good. We just need to stay above that trend line. Let's talk about flow from unusual whales. And I did end up, of course, leaving you a referral link if you want to sign up. This is one of the tools I use to get like sentiment, where the big money is going and everything, and all of that is pretty great. So let's talk about the number of calls. 56.9%, still bullish compared to the number of puts of 43.1%, volume 54.3, puts 45.7, 57.1 for the premium, for calls 42.9 for the puts. Ask and bid size, people are slapping the ask 54.4%, bid size for 45.6%. So again, this just shows me that in general the sentiment is still bullish, not as before. Like I think 1 or 2 weeks ago we were at 75, but really we're nearing the expiration date for a lot of these calls in general. So that could be a reason. And again, playing options in general on a stock like that is risky business unless you know what you're doing. So this is big orders, so I understand that. I want to see if there's alerts as well that were coming up today, so we can discuss that. So you can search for any stock pretty much here. So we did have actually one coming in at 10.05, and that was at 11:38 p.m. on that specific time. So pretty good order, 1,370,000. Betting that this would be 10.5 by tomorrow, so pretty bullish right there. Usually most of these are associated with momentum, so when I see this coming, I know that the stock is probably going to go up. But again, as you can see, there's people buying puts, but the majority is calls, as we've seen, like more than 54% are calls. So moving on to the proxy stuff. Okay, so wanted to make a few things clear. So this is what Venco Ventures ended up. You can press on that. This is the press release. It just says Venco Ventures announces 2021 annual proxy, and then you can go click here. But this is not a proxy. This is just like a deck, technically. So a lot of people got pissed off by that and started saying that, okay, that's not a proxy, that's a presentation deck. But a matter of fact, you can go and see on the AllSec filings link in the investors.vincoventures.com. You can see all the SEC filings that they have. And again, people started picking up that, okay, there's nothing to say that actually BBIG is in a merger with Zash. So I wanted to clear that off because it was actually there, but not in the same SEC filing that people were looking at. So January 2021, the company and its newly formed wholly owned subsidiary Venco Acquisition Corporation, the merger sub, entered into agreement to complete a plan of merger. The agreement to complete with Zash. So it's pretty obvious. And it's stated under the agreement to complete a merger with Zash. And then it says that it had the reverse triangular merger of merger sub with and into Zash into a transaction intended to qualify as tax-free recognition under sections these and these of the code under the terms of the agreement to complete. Zash holders of common stock, par value is whatever, and it just shows you that the merger did happen. It's filed with the SEC and so on. And then completion of acquisition of Lomotov, it's right here, and it just tells you that this is going to be under ZVV, which is Zash and BBIG as one company acquiring that one. So all that is just to clear that confusion part. This is the one that was filed yesterday, and this is the one that's filed with the SEC, and everybody read it and they were like, oh, there's nothing to say that that Zash is part of the deal, or that even we're acquiring Lomotov and everything. So it literally says statement not related to a contested matter or merger dash acquisition. So this is just to clear that point. Okay. For me, like, I know that they know what they're doing. I don't think a company would be doing that and putting a deck like that out there saying that ZVV Media Partners is owned 50% by Vinco Ventures and 50% by Zash, and they will own 80% of Lomatov when they don't even have any relation with each other. It would be ridiculous. So a few things as well I wanted to pick out on that one is that you can see here new shares outstanding is 128,462,127, and then there's warrants. So I have 118.18, 8,018, 161. So warrants, what are warrants? Warrants are technically similar to options, but they usually have a longer expiration and they have a specific strike price that you can exercise your warrants at. So if you can see here, for example, they say the pro forma capitalization table of cashless warrant exercise assumes the $9 strike. So in here, they're assuming that the $9 strike is going to be exercised, and that is going to be part of the shares that are out there. So a warrant is just like your right to buy a share at a specific strike price. Technically like an option, but it does have a longer expiration. That's all it is. Because again, like dilution and what's happening exactly with the short squeeze, and if dilution is going to affect that or not, it's not the same, because this is like somebody exercising an option, and dilution in general wasn't bad for a lot of companies. Like if you look for AMC, they had a few times where they raised capital at different price points and it still didn't affect the stock price, because usually people associate any dilution happening within a company with bad price action for the stock, and it's not usually the case. So I just wanted to clear that part as well. And then it just tells you that the company will be running under Cryptide. So Tide is going to be the symbol on, I think the roadmap was on one of these slides, telling you that by yeah, here it is. Okay, October 15, record date for Tide. So by October 15th, if you have BBIG, it's probably gonna turn into Tide. That's the symbol change you're looking for. Other than that, things look good on our side. If we're playing this as a short squeeze, short still didn't cover. If you're looking for the acquisition and the merger stuff, it's definitely there. The proxy's out there, information's out there, as you can see. You're waiting for that date probably, and you're waiting definitely for where is it, the dates that they start voting on. I think it's October 14th. I think that it should be before that, but there's a date that actually shareholders are going to vote on approving that acquisition of Lomatov. So look for that date. 99% is going to pass. I don't think anybody's going to say no to that. So again, like that, I just wanted to cover everything. So hopefully that was helpful, and hope you guys liked that video. Again, do your own due diligence as well. Do your own research. I'll leave the links of stuff I discussed here, so you can easily navigate to what I was opening and read more into it. And hope you guys like that one. Definitely subscribe, likes and comments. If you have any suggestions or any other symbols you want discussed, please let me know. Hope you guys enjoyed that one.